who do you think has the power to break this system? And what do you think needs to be done? Like, who needs to be uniting together, you know?
Thank you very much. You are really nice and you are powerful. That is a powerful question. What could bring about that change is, as I said, if the football games were interrupted, if these people find a way to not play football until some change come to Valdosta. In fact, I believe that sports perhaps is the only way that real change is going to come here. I say that because right now we are known around the nation as Titletown, USA. But we are not only Titletown in football in terms of producing good football players. We are also Titletown when it comes to unsolved murders and killings, unsolved deaths in the jail. They say they have rats as big as cats in the jail. So perhaps we also have the title for having the biggest rats in any jail. So when they talk about Titletown, I think that football and those who benefit from the game, once the games are boycotted, I don't like the word boycotted, but it may have to be done. So a lot of this change gonna have to come through black folks taking on the initiative, along with white people who wanna see change and foster in change. So the bottom line, and bringing it home again, the power of breaking this system is in the hand of the people who can show the people in the state of Georgia that we are not back in the 1800s.
Senator Cory Booker stood for freedom and democracy and broke the record of Strom Thurmond racists. Allison Lee Touchton Parson, admin just now, alleged to the best of my understanding. Lowndes Middle School traveling baseball team. 2 white kids sent terroristic threats using KKK imagery and the N-word to a black kid on the team. The coach booted the 2 white kids from the team because zero tolerance. Way to go, coach. We need more leaders like you. 1 white kid's parents called up the black kid's family and apologized. I hope they also make their son apologize. The other white kid's mother basically said the coach and black family were overreacting to deny her racist kid the opportunity to play baseball. Apologies? Atonement? All I'm seeing is tone deaf. This 14-year-old girl was hogtied at Pine Grove, middle school, and no news. Outlet or newspaper in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, published anything about this. Family suffering. Only the Ghetto Free Press reported what others ignored. So, is this why those in the clique and among the slicks placed me under a bogus criminal trespass? St. John 8:32, Joel 2 verse 1, G.B.R.
I was just letting you know that.
You let me know that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so if you would, do you mind getting your vehicle for me and going ahead and leaving campus?
I will leave because you're telling me to. But you all already have me on a criminal trespass. You put me on it in 2013. Okay. Nobody would put anything in writing. I've been fighting that all these years.
Well,
the district attorney.
We can get the resource officer to come, or we can get our officer to come and talk to you about that. That is something that he can talk.
Well, you can ask him to come and talk to me. But I'm doing this.
What's your name, sir?
I'll give you a card. Everybody, most people already know me.
Oh, okay.
I'm out here talking about the KJ case
Okay.
because they haven't received justice. And I do this across the country. I'm very familiar with it.
Lowndes County school system in the news. However, too much news go unreported about this local school system in Valdosta, Georgia. Here I will highlight some unreported news and please excuse the length of this video. We have much, much more that could have been included. St. Luke 4:18, Galatians 6 verse 7, G.B.R.
Once again, I want to draw your attention to the death of Kendrick Johnson, a young man that attended school here, found dead January 11th, 2013, and no justice have been received. Some believe it was an accident. Some believe it was a cover-up. The family believe it was an outright murder. Today, I am sitting in front of the Lowndes County Board of Education, wherein the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department banned me, for nothing. They apparently did not want the children talking to me because they knew that the Ghetto Free Press was not in the clique and among the slicks. I just want to say a few things about this particular death and this school board here. Prior to them putting me under a criminal trespass for violating no law, I didn't do anything wrong. They didn't put anything in writing. Two deputies at two different occasions said that I was banned from all properties, not just Lowndes County High School, but all schools in Lowndes County and under the county jurisdiction. But nearly 13 or 14 years later, they still would not remove me in writing. And they know that what they did to me was to keep me, I guess, from interviewing the children or from children talking to me. But I'm going to skip all that. That's not why I'm here today. I'm here today to ask a question. Before I get into the depth of why I came out here today, my heart pains for the mother and father for not having justice or finding out what happened to their son. There is so much that have happened in this case that you don't know about. The news media won't publish what I know about the case. It's so much that is going on. They just won an appeal in this case, but I don't know if they will ever get justice down here in South Georgia or in the state of Georgia for that matter. Now, let me close this out by saying this to you. Valdosta and Lowndes County is a strange place. May the 8th, 2003, Georgia legislators changed the state flag here in Georgia from the old Confederate crossbow flag to the new one. But if you look real closely, you will not see the Georgia state flag displayed here. What message is that sending to our children? What is that saying to the combat battlefield airmen stationed at Moody Air Force Base? What does that say to the County School Board of Education? What does this say to District Attorney Brad Shealy and the county manager that they do not display the state flag as other cities, counties, and states across the United States? Are they saying that the School Board of Education is more patriotic than the people in Quitman, Bainbridge, Waycross, Albany, Adel, Georgia, Douglas, Georgia, and all across the state of Georgia, Atlanta, where they display the Georgia state flag? But here in Valdosta, the Southern Judicial Courthouse on the Brad Shealy does not fly the state flag. The VA clinic, Westside Elementary School in the county, Lowndes County High School, Valdosta City High School does not fly the state flag. Many of the churches and businesses that used to fly the old state flag, but after May the 8th, 2003, apparently they said we're not going to fly the state flag. Maybe they want a succession from the Union. But what does this say about the elected officials here? Do you know that the Moulton Branch Elementary School do not fly the state flag? The city schools did not fly the state flag until I fought for years and wouldn't stop because I'm a retired veteran. It pains me. Do you not know the National Guard Armory didn't fly the state flag? Do you know that the city government under Mayor Gale did not fly the state flag? Of course, they put them up eventually, but there are some who saying we're never going to fly that flag. Is that why the KJ family cannot get justice in this city? Hello, somebody. So, the Moody Air Force Base squadron commanders, base commander, wing commanders, and others. What's the matter here? What's the matter here? It seems as if though God is using his servant to let the truth be known. Let me close this out again, for real, by saying this to you. KJ death, was it an accident? Or was it murder? The family believed it was a murder. But the family, KJ mother and father and family members have been broken. The circle of 360 degrees have been broken. Who will mend that circle? What have they done to repair the hole? Have they compensated them in any way? After all, the young man was just attended school. And if it was an accident, does not the insurance company, county attorney, district attorney, board of education, and former Superintendent Wes Taylor, does not the school owe them something? After all, this could happen to any child attending this school. And we all know that they had some type of insurance on these students. Why have they not at least contributed to the funeral arrangements? Why? Is it for the same reason that this area, Valdosta and Lowndes County, back in 2000 was leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths without any response or justice under the law? What about Willie James Williams, an inmate in the Lowndes County jail, was found dead in his own vomit in a jail cell? When the sheriff deputy, Larry McDougal, spoke at Rev. Pastor Haynes' church saying that, well, you can see that. Just Google a Chorus of Fear video on YouTube. Don't take my word for it. I'm not getting into that. That's not why I'm here today. The only reason I'm here today, I just want to say to you that something is seriously wrong here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, Georgia. And it seems like it's the best cover-up in the state of Georgia and the United States of America. And nobody wants to talk about it. They put me under a criminal trespass for nothing. Never put anything in writing. They just transmitted it over to Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy radios on different occasions. And if I had not been a member of the press and had a tape recorder and recorded their words, they could say they never even put me under it. But they told me that if I went on any part of Lowndes County school property, Lowndes County school system property, that I will be arrested. You don't have to take my word for it. Google George Boss Rhyme criminal trespass. I done placed hundreds of videos up about it. The county attorney will not even acknowledge who put me under it. The Lowndes County Sheriff Department will not state who put me under it, but it was their deputies that stopped me right here at a march in front of this Board of Education meeting. And the second time during the graduation in May of 2013, they told me that they would arrest me. But they didn't put anything in writing. And when I wrote the appropriate people, they told me that nobody did it. Wes Taylor said he didn't do it. Sheriff Department under Sheriff Prine said he didn't do it. District Attorney David Miller said he didn't do it. No part of the court system knew anything about it. The federal court told me they can't do that. They got to put something in writing. They told me it was illegal. I'm talking about the way former Judge Hugh Lawson sat on the bench. Well, you see, I had recorded at Lowndes County Middle School, Pine Grove Elementary School to be exact. 14-year-old girl was hogtied, thrown to the floor, face down, accused of striking an educator. The mother and father fought the tooth and nail, went to court. Now, you can see all of this on my YouTube channel, but you won't find it in the newspaper. You won't find it on local TV stations. You won't find it on local radio stations, because that too was one of those secrets that's only for those in the clique and among the slicks, you see. But some of us that go to church and try to be a reflection of the holiness of the God of our creation, of our ancestors, and we believe in truth. We believe in equal justice under the law. And that's why I'm out here today at Lowndes County School System Board of Education. The same grounds that they said I was banned from. They said if I put one foot on this property that I'm on now, that I would be arrested. Oh, I wrote all the agencies and asked them to remove me in writing. Since you wrote it in writing that that I was not under a criminal trespass. Yeah, they say I wasn't under one. They say they couldn't find nothing in their records. So I wrote another letter to the county attorney and still pending and waiting for them to write me a letter and say you are removed from this bogus, perhaps racist criminal trespass. But they refused to do it for reasons yet to be determined by God in the hereafter. And Galatians 6 and 7 says, for God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. And those who think they got away with the death of Kendrick Johnson or the murder of Kendrick Johnson. Those who think they got away for the murder of the 16 blacks, 13 to 16 blacks, in May of 1918 in Brooks and Lowndes County, Georgia, during the week of terror when Mary Turner was lynched on a tree, burned to a crisp, had her 8-month-old fetus body destroyed and her head crushed beneath the foot of a white mob member's boot. No justice unto this day. No justice for Willie James Williams, an inmate in the Lowndes County Jail, September 1998. No justice for many other inmates that died and perished in the Lowndes County Jail over a couple of decades. But there are some of us who love God, who love the God of our ancestors, and we can't stop doing what God ordained us to do as the black Hebrew Israelites of the volume of sacred law that they lied to us about. They lied about who we was as a people of a darker hue. But somewhere I read Psalm 68:31 says, princes shall come out of Egypt, and Ethiopia shall soon stretch forth her hand unto God. Matthew 24:35 said that heaven and earth would pass away, but my word would stand forever. And so, we stand where they told us not to stand. Isaiah 35:8 told us to stand on the highway of holiness. And that's what Kenneth Johnson, the father of KJ and Jackie, are doing. They're standing on God's word as they travel Isaiah 35:8, the highway of holiness. Because our God is going to one day give every man his just reward. And there are some who have killed members of the black family of the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of God, not the Ashkenazi Jews from the Caucasus Mountains, but I'm talking about the original Ethiopian Jews, Hebrew Israelites, who hid the history of our people. But God so ordained the crust of the earth would rise again. And we know that those enemies of God, their families, their offsprings, their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, will pay for the iniquities of their parents and their forefathers. So I'm saying to the KJ family, never take or seek vengeance on your own. For our God is the best rewarder according to what he's written and passed down through the holy prophets, priests, and kings. This school should at least pay for the funeral, should at least gave them a $500,000 or who knows. You can't pay for human life that was lost. And to the parents and educators and students and concerned citizens, if there be any in this city and county, how would you feel if that was your son or your daughter? How would you feel if that was your mother or your father? And how do you feel today when they refuse to display the Georgia state flag in honor of our military personnel that put their life on the line for this country? How do you feel about the children in ROTC when they come here and salute this flag at this public meeting and they don't think enough of the ROTC to display the Georgia state flag? But as in Los Angeles, California, they sent the National Guard in and they are supposed to be under the state flag. But here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, there is no state flag displayed. as a retired military veteran of 21 years of the Vietnam War era, I will never stop talking about this disrespect. And when I ride through town and I look at the courthouse and I look at the Moulton Branch School and I look at the VA clinic and I look at both libraries on the south and south side of town, and when I look at the school board, the bus barn for the county, and when I look at Georgia Military College, and when I look at Valdosta State University campus off of Patterson Street, and you don't see a Georgia State flag, is it because racism is that deep in this county that they don't even fly the state flag because of the deep entrenched racism that exists here? Do you not know when they had the old Confederate flag? The Valdosta Police Department vehicles, all of them, not some of them, they had the old state Confederate flag on the front of those vehicles. Do you remember that? Or have you forgotten that? Have your conscience been smeared with a hot iron? Do you not remember that when the sheriff department would pull you over, the front of those vehicles, those sheriff deputies on the front of that car was the old Georgia State flag? But today, somebody have made the choice down here in this patriotic place or racist place that we're not going to fly the new flag. A lot of your churches had the old state flag. That's right. A lot of your businesses, but as soon as they change the flag, they let you know that they're not so much of a patriot anymore. And yet, when you ride across the city of Valdosta, and you ride across the city in Quitman, when you look at the courthouse and other surrounding cities and counties, and you will see that they at least think enough of the military personnel to display the Georgia State flag. But even more sickening here in Valdosta, in Lowndes County, in the state of Georgia, is this: that we give home to Moody Air Force Base. You know what I say? We give home to Moody Air Force Base, Georgia Military College, and they fly the state flag, I may add. But what's going on here? Don't these people understand that when people come to Wild Adventures theme park, Valdosta State University, Georgia Military College, Kendaloo Golf Course, Francis Lake, don't they understand that they should show respect and honor to our men, our women, our mothers, our fathers? And do you not know that some of our elected officials on city council and on the Board of Education and who are in law enforcement, work at the Judicial complex, work at the VA clinic, are veterans? Do you know that VFWs here don't even show respect for the veterans? You don't believe it? Go down and look on these different buildings downtown with the VFW. There's no state flag, but they used to fly. Not even the black VFW. Black people in these buildings, veterans, don't even display the Georgia State flag. So is racism that deep even among the black veterans here?
I'm just gonna keep on saying, I'm gonna stand. They can be mad with me. They can talk much junk as they want to talk about us. They can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But we gonna still stand up for Kendrick Johnson. We ain't going nowhere.
We here.
We claim the 2019 Kendrick here, but if it ain't, guess what? They gonna see us again 2020,
Yeah.
2021,
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
And continue. We ain't going nowhere.
No.
I'm gonna tell them like I told them from day one. They messed around and killed the wrong child.
Wrong child.
Come on, y'all, say Kendrick Johnson.
Kendrick Johnson.
His life matter. Whether you know when he was alive. When my child was alive. You ain't got to say none of these parents. Call me because I'm coming.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system.
Could you have someone monitor, please? I need a 27 through Georgia, please.
So we're doing it with it. We don't have anybody to monitor at this time.
Could you call someone in to help us out? Zero 51 422 709 through Georgia. I didn't know you were in the Air Force.
Yeah, I'm retired Air Force. Why are you checking me out?
Do what?
Why are you checking me out?
Because you issued a criminal trespass.
For what?
Wes Taylor said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of Education.
Big pardon?
Mr. Taylor, the superintendent, said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of
So
Education.
you issued me what?
Criminal trespass. You can't be on the property.
Sir, I've never been told that.
I know, that's what I'm telling you now. Mr. Taylor just called and said it.
But why are you running my tag? That's one question.
No, I'm running your driver's license.
That's what I'm saying.
Any contact with anybody, you got to run the.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Okay,
just for safety. And everything.
Okay.
What happens if you're wanted guy? You wouldn't want me running someone.
I'm just asking a question. I appreciate it. I got you, bro.
You know what I'm explaining.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got back from Atlanta, so I thought they said we're gonna be right here.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah.
I just got back from Atlanta. They called me out. I didn't know.
Class 3 Sierra.
3 Sierra.
27 returns to George Boston, Class C ballot, 741029.
Yeah. Come on. Where y'all supposed to be at?
I don't know. Like I said, I met with a guy from the Justice Department in Atlanta. That's why I had to cancel that to come down
they're
here.
releasing the autopsy results, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Where are you? I'm telling you, they're fixing to do it right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I just got back.
Mr. Taylor said no criminal trespass on Board of Education or any property owned by Lowndes at all and everything. You remember me and you had contact back over at the football field.
I remember you very receptive. I remember people.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just do me that favor and everything, okay?
Now, what I will do now, is anybody posted outside out there to let people know where somebody won't come in here blind?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all.
I'm good about that stuff and everything.
Take care, T. All right, y'all take care. All right, man. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system. Well, I'm one that's gonna stand up for you and your children because I love y'all just as much. This is not hate. This is love, man. How can you say you love Jesus? How can you say you love Allah? How can you say you love the son of Amram and Yoshabel Moses? How can you say you love Buddha? How can you say you love me? But you don't stand up for my friends and my family members that wear the uniform like I did for 21 years with honor. And you know they didn't teach me no honor. They didn't respect me. And so I'm going to continue to talk about what you will not hear anybody else talk about. Once again, this is the Get To Free Press. And I'm George Boston Rhymes of the Get To Free Press. And I stand here, just like I have a guest that want to listen to what I'm saying. Let's see what she has to say. Yes.
Hey, sir, I was just wondering, have you talked with our PR director? Do you have permission to be on?
No.
Are you videoing it this point?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. You have to have permission.
No, I
There's
do
a
not.
process.
No, I do not.
Permission to,
no, I do not.
To be videoing here
No, I do not.
On our campus. I was just letting you know that.
You let me know that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so if you would, do you mind getting your vehicle for me and going ahead and leaving campus?
I will leave because you're telling me to. But you all already have me on a criminal trespass. You put me on it in 2013.
Okay.
Nobody would put anything in writing. I've been fighting that all these years.
Well,
the district attorney.
We can get the resource officer to come, or we can get our officer to come and talk to you about that. That is something that he can talk
Well, you can ask him to come and talk to me. But I'm doing this.
What is your name, sir?
I'll give you a card. Everybody, most people already know me.
Oh, okay.
I'm out here talking about the KJ case.
Okay.
Because they haven't received justice. And I do this across the country. I'm very familiar with it. And you go to YouTube, I have 5,000 subscribers, over 2 million views around the world. And there was a...
Thank you, sir.
You remember that card? What's your name?
I'm Miss Dickey.
Okay. I have come here and talked to the superintendent about the young man that was called a nigger March 21st. In that case, I talked to the mother on that. The news media won't republish it.
You told me that you would get in your vehicle and that you would leave campus.
You also told me you was going to bring the resource, whoever. I want to see him too.
And I can bring him.
Please do, get him.
But I'm...
Or the sheriff's department.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, call the sheriff's department.
Yeah, he'll be here in just a minute.
Okay, well that's good.
I'll make sure.
I'll be here. Because I have nowhere to go.
I'm not here to argue with you.
I'm not arguing either. If I were going to argue, I would have been arguing since 2013.
You do not have permission to be on this campus videoing.
Okay. That's all you're saying?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You know they told me that.
I'm asking you, and then when I asked you to leave, you said that you would leave, but now you're not leaving.
No, watch this. I'm going to leave. This only shows that this is a very unfair and perhaps racist school. And that's all I can say. And I'm going to leave you. Peace be unto you.
You did tell me that there was a no trespassing
Yes,
order?
yes.
Okay. Well, then you shouldn't be on this campus at all.
Ma'am, let me say something about that. They put me under it. I got a letter from this county attorney stating that they have nothing on me.
So
And that nobody put me under it. And if I hadn't had my tape recorder, I wouldn't have any proof at all that they put me under it. I have taken this to Atlanta. I've taken it to Brad Shealy. I have taken it to the federal judge here, to the probate, everywhere. But this is what's going on here. But I'm gonna take my seat. I'm gonna get in my car like you say, and I'm gonna leave. But if the sheriff department comes, that's good too, because I have nothing, and I'm willing to go to jail. So I can get the suit started.
Well, I don't think anybody wants anybody going to jail. I think.
But they was gonna take me to jail.
We're just
They was gonna take, and I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
But I say again as I close.
Where are you parked at?
Why you want to know that?
Well, because I was just going to help you walk you that way.
Why you want to walk me? I can go by myself.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're still standing here. That's why I was asking.
You still talking to me? If you leave, I'll leave.
Okay. Well, I'm going to step back and I'm going to let you leave.
This is Lowndes County school system, and this is the kind of attention you get. The girl that son was called that N-word, they haven't even gotten back with her. And I'm going to continue to talk about it because it's the right thing to do. And y'all know me, you see me all the time on YouTube. I'm leaving because that's the flavor of my nature and the nature of my flavor. Now, we are live on Facebook, and I want y'all to know, this is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system. Now, I'm leaving. And if anything should happen to me, my children already been instructed to what to release to the public. Al Parson of the Lake Park Post, he gave me a book, and I posted it in 3 states because this is a very, very unfair city and county. Peace be unto you. I'm George Boston Ryan with the Get To Free Press, and I do this because I love y'all just as much. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, well, no, you know me, man. I'm a vibe, but I'll do exactly what you
go in this area, you will get arrested. Okay.
Okay. What can I do?
You need to stay right here.
Okay. They got a public meeting down here, so you're telling me I can't go to the public meeting?
I do not know anything.
I got you. But there's a public meeting.
All I'm saying is,
I'm not going.
I've been told.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there's a public meeting down here, so you all telling me that I cannot go to a public meeting, and I haven't violated no law.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do like you're saying, but
you have a criminal trespass warning for the area of Lowndes High School.
Okay, everybody, all of us do.
No,
well, I do.
As far as I know, it's just you.
Is that right?
As far as I know.
Okay, I don't want to hold up traffic. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, bro?
Go back out this way.
Okay, man, this is gonna be interesting in court. I have just been told that I have a criminal trespass warrant against me to stay off of Lowndes County school property, and I did not know that. My question is, who else have been issued a trespass warrant? I did not even know that I had been given a trespass warrant. This is getting very, very interesting at this time. This is George Boston Rhymes. This is Saturday morning. I was attempting to go into the Lowndes County Board of Education meeting, which should be a public meeting. I have never caused any disturbance whatsoever, and it is what it is.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system.
Sir, I need your, you got a card? Okay, what's your name? Stephanie Thomas? Deputy Thomas. Okay, what my attorney asked me is to request from you a copy of that warrant. My attorney, C.B. King. I just called my attorney. And I know you ain't got that.
You talking to the wrong person.
I understand, but I'm doing what he asked me to do.
But you do not, first of all, you do not have a warrant, not a warrant.
Okay, well,
with a warrant, you would have been arrested.
Right, okay. Okay,
it's called a
criminal trespass. Warning, a criminal trespass warning.
And if you come on this premises,
right. Right, I got you. Yeah, right.
But I cannot give you a copy of that. You need to talk to the sheriff about that or next person in charge.
Okay, so can you radio him now? Because it's very serious. I mean, I got
busy directing traffic.
Okay, well, I just want to
direct traffic. Somebody can get seriously hurt.
I understand. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, man. I ain't got nothing against you, man. You know that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system.
Rhymes, and I have just been informed by the sheriff's deputy that is behind me to my right. And I was informed that our trespass warrant has been issued against me here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, not to enter any area of Lowndes County High School property. This came as a complete shock to me, based upon what I just been told by this deputy, that I could have been arrested at any time. I was out there on property a few days ago, putting up a podium, walking on the property, not knowing that a warrant had been issued or banning me from Lowndes County High School here in the state of Georgia and in the United States of America. I have never violated any law here in Valdosta and Lowndes County that is recorded in record that I am aware of. And so I called the Justice League, Bobby Worthy, to inform him of what has happened. This is a continuous practice. This is about the fourth time that I've had problem with law enforcement. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Department under Sheriff Prime. We must make documentation that I, George Boston Rhymes, have violated no law in Lowndes County. Yet I have been issued a warrant not to go on Lowndes County tax-paying property, wherein there was a public meeting this morning. I was told that there was a Board of Education meeting on this area. The old field house, in the old field house. So I believe there's a great possibility that my constitutional rights have been denied. Again, I did not violate any law. Yet they say that a warrant have been issued banning me from any area of Lowndes County High School. If I had a relative, which I do have some people that graduate today, I can't even go to the graduation to Little Terry because I have been banned from the school by a warrant that I knew absolutely nothing about. Thank God I didn't go to this graduation because I would have been arrested according to this deputy right here. Once again, I am George Boston Rhymes, and I do hope that C.B. King, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, the Department of Justice, Eric Holder, and others will understand what the people here in South Georgia are going through while they ignore us. If this is happening to me right now, if something happens to me, we must look at the Valdosta and Lowndes County Sheriff Department. If anything happened to George Boston Rhymes, then I believe the Sheriff's Department should be held liable.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
I will start going into the Lowndes County graduation by Deputy Thomas. He said I was on a trespass warrant, trespass papers, and I had been restricted for 2 weeks by not going on the property. So I was advised to follow that up Tuesday. So what I did, I went to the magistrate court and asked them for a copy. They said they didn't have one. They said I was in the wrong place, so I need to come to the Sheriff's Department. I came to the Sheriff's Department and I talked to Lieutenant Styles D. Jones. He said the Sheriff's Department did not issue a warrant. A trespass warrant on me, anything of that nature. And so I left there, and what's going on? Now, Mr. Robertson went to Mr. West Taylor, who's the superintendent of the school, and that morning, and he was in, so he talked extensively with the next person in line. And so when I left the Sheriff's Department yesterday, I went back home, and Robinson called me, and I met him at a restaurant, and while he was there, West Taylor called him. And West Taylor said that he didn't issue no trespass papers on me. Styles said that the school superintendent was the one that issued it. And so this morning, my attorney told me to go to the district attorney office. I went to the district attorney office and I got the green, Beth Green. I talked to her down in state court. Then I went up to the district attorney and talked to Miss Melanie up there. And she said, well, let me have a seat. And so she called the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department said that is a trespass papers on me. And that generated some questions. And like I told the district attorney, the only place I know now to do is go to the Georgia Attorney General. And so no, she said to me, go talk to the sheriff and get it.
George, the only thing I can tell you, I'll check on it and find out where this warrant transpired, who took the warrant out. If it's still active, I'll call you back. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I'm not familiar with the warrant itself. I am not familiar with the warrant itself. I will try to find out who took the warrant, if there is an active warrant, and then I'll call you and let you know.
Okay, now what they did, all the agencies, I'm going to the federal government now. I'm going to check with the federal government.
Well, check with anybody you want to, George. I'm just telling you, I'll check on it and find out if it's an active warrant and who took it. And then I'll be able to call you back.
I know I can check with who I want, sir. You know I know that. I'm very smart. I know that. I know I can check with who I want, and I'm going to do that.
Well, go ahead and do that, George. I'm not trying to stop you. I just told you what I did.
Another statement, too, was made by Mr. West Taylor. I don't have the exact words, but I wrote down on some paper. And from what he said, is there's something in the works on you. Now, that concerns me, and it concerned the people that I was with yesterday. And
I don't know about any of them.
Okay. I just want you to know that, because there are people who love me and who respect me, and those, and black and white. And so these particular people, I just wanted to be known that when he made the statement that he made, and whatever it is what it is, sir. It is what it is.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
Good morning, everybody. One of my reasons I brought my friend out here this morning, because I want to make him feel better, okay? See, you can come to this spot, Brother Rain.
Yes, sir.
You can come on these premises and don't have warrants put out for your arrest. And I just brought you here just to make you feel better, man. No, you got a place you can come without being harassed and nobody put a warrant out on your arrest and create no defamation of your character and saying that you're a nasty and bad person, that they're afraid that because of the death of Kendrick Johnson that they won't allow you on the school campus to talk about the kids. Even though Kendrick is dead, you know, it's like this moss I got here. It appears to be dead, but it's yet alive.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's yet alive, and it's not rooted in anything particular.
Yes, sir.
It is rooted by life itself, okay? But, you know, I'm going to hang it back on the little tree limb here where I got it from off another limb, put it back in this environment. And, see, Brother Ryan, you put things back in their environment where they should be. And that's why they don't want you out there. But I just brought you by here, man, just to make you feel better. Because I got tired of you looking and feeling so depressed because your character has been damaged to the degree that it have. And I brought you out here to this old park, and you ain't gonna get no warrants put on your arrest out here, Doc.
Okay. Okay.
You know, you're not gonna get none of that put on you out here. So, you know, I hope I did something to make you feel a little better, man.
All right. So you're telling me out here I have freedom of movement?
Yes, of course. And you don't have to worry about them putting you on the arrest out here and issue no warrants and stuff. You know, this man got warrants put on him simply because of an issue that's surrounding the death of Kendrick Johnson. And he wasn't committed. See, my granddaughter graduated this year, and I wanted him out there to record, you know, my granddaughter's graduation. And I had particular asked him and had planned this. And when he got ready to come onto the campus, you know, and he was in a rental car, not his regular car. So that meant they had been picking him out, screening him out, and he says that they couldn't allow him to come on the campus, that the superintendent had issued a warrant for his arrest 2 years, not 2 years, but 2 weeks prior. You know, so I went over and just had a talk with, I went to talk to the superintendent, but he wasn't available. So I talked to the next person in line, I think it was his personal secretary or someone like that had some authority. And she began to tell me some things, and when I brought up the issue about, when I first talked to her, I brought up issues that even though last year, not this past graduation, but the graduation before, they had $12 million in scholarships and no black students got none of the money. But they used these black kids here to play football to be grand champions and shut this whole city down. And I'm quite sure large money changed hands. They get endorsement. They got ESPN coming here. And they don't want no kind of scandal against the school to interfere with the entertainment of black youth playing ball for them, even though their mom and dad, some of them living in the projects. And they can't receive no benefits. So we were discussing that. So I led into that to lead into the conversation about George Boston Rhines and what caused him not to be there. So she went to telling me stuff like, perhaps we were going to talk to the students and this kind of thing. And but he was there to record us, not for that. So it was about an issue. And by being about that issue, like I said, Frederick Johnson, he's dead. This moss on this tree is dead, but it's yet alive. So Rhines kind of keep the issue alive to a certain degree by revealing truths and facts. So, you know, they didn't have no reason. So I brought my friend out here this morning just so he could feel better. Because out here, no one gonna put no warrant on him to have him arrested. So therefore, he can go out and confront the issues. And man, I hope to make you feel better.
Well, I appreciate that, Doc. Very few people across the nation, including ministers of the gospel, civil rights leaders, Georgia Attorney General, they all know about the violation of my human and civil rights, but yet and still I can't get, you the only somebody here in Valdosta, you the only somebody that seem to care about me and my rights being washed away as if though I didn't put not one day into the armed forces, as if though I am insignificant. I want to thank you above all the civil rights leaders that I know and respect. You are the only somebody that have come out and showed that you care something about that amendment in this country that has made this country a distinguishing mark among most countries of the world. But yet they don't say what you have said. So my beautiful brother, I just want to say thank you for what you have said. Thank you for telling the truth. I don't want you to lie for me with your granddaughter, Sister Terry. Your wife asked me to record. I was going to be there, record and video, but I was denied that right. And even until this day, if they had a public meeting, if the Lyons County Board of Education met, I would be in violation of some unwritten law, and I could be taken off to jail. And yet the Georgia Secretary of State, know that he talked about open government under the Sunshine Law, and yet he know this has happened to me. The governor of the state of Georgia talk about open government, but you can't be open when you have banned me illegally here in the state of Georgia. Close us out to my beautiful brother.
Well, the thing of it is that you didn't realize that they had a warrant out, and they did. And when we talked to I talked to the superintendent. He did say that something was in place, but he didn't put it in place, and everybody's denying the fact now. The sheriff said he didn't put it in place. You know, went everywhere and took a look, but they said something in place. So you better believe me, they do have something in place.
Yes,
but anyway, man, I just thought I'd bring you by here this morning and let you know you got a place, you know.
Once ago. All right, thank you, my beautiful brother. Once again, what's your name?
John Robinson.
And we don't just talk about Dr. King's dream. We are the dream. We are the dream of the new dispensation. And hell, we ain't just dreaming. We bring it into a real reality of what other people only dream about. I'm George Boston Rhymes, and once again, that's John Robinson. He is walking to the Lowndes County Board of Education.
I'm see if I can get a meeting up between y'all.
All right, okay.
But we need you to come in and do the recording for us, man.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to what the deal is.
Okay.
All right?
Well, I sure appreciate it because I can't go on the property.
I'll go find it, but we need you to cover the thing on the school board, but we need to get the school board of education.
Okay. I'm in it's about the 40th day, Doc, that I've been banned from this property.
Well, we're going to see if we can get something going.
Okay.
So we need you at the school board meeting.
That's right. And according to what they say, I don't think I can go to any school
none in the county.
property in the county. All right, I'll be waiting on you to come back then, whatever. All right. We are at the Lowndes County School Board of Education. Once again, this is the 40th day that I cannot go on Lowndes County School Board property, and since I guess the city school boards in the county, that I'm banned from them as well. Once again, this was told to me for the first time, to my knowledge, on May the 25th, at which time I was banned. They told me that if I go on any Lowndes County school property, that I could be arrested. And as you can see, I brought this man out here today to try to talk to somebody at the school system. Since I could not drive on the property, and it's my vehicle, I wouldn't even take a chance of him driving my vehicle. So I just put him out, and that's where he's going. And as you know, Wes Taylor, the superintendent, said that he did not get the trespass warning on me. The sheriff said he didn't do it. I've notified the Georgia Attorney General through various means, the United States Justice Department, civil rights organizations, but I am still banned from the school for no reason that I know of. All I know, I have not violated any law, but what I have done is reported the truth. And as you see, it is on YouTube, and I will continue to report what the local news media will not report, because I believe you have a right to know. Once again, Boston G.B.R. doing what I do because this is the way I do it. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
I'm a minister at the First Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and my grandchildren attend school out there. Yes, sir. And there were some things that I was kind of concerned about, because I had asked a gentleman by the name of George Boston Rhymes to come in and video my granddaughter's graduation, and he was stopped and said he wasn't allowed to come on the premises, and we was trying to find out what had he done that he couldn't come out there.
He was stopped by who?
By the sheriff department. Said that he was giving orders by you guys that he wasn't allowed on the premises.
Okay. I think that may be something you'd have to take up with the sheriff's department. Okay. So you guys, it's okay if he come out to the premises if something come up? No, sir. What I'm saying is I believe that there was, and I don't know what they called it, some sort of order based on something that happened in the past, that I believe that there's something in place. And again, I think either he would need to discuss that with you or possibly the sheriff's department.
Oh, okay.
So I do believe there's something in place. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Right.
But I do believe that is accurate.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, can you set an appointed time that I can come in and sit down with you?
Yes, sir. I would be glad to.
What about tomorrow sometime? What would be a good time?
I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this calendar around.
All right.
Can you see your calendar?
No, I'm not at the present time.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Is there a particular day of the week that's better for you?
What about today? What about Friday morning?
Well, we're closed the rest of this week. That's what I was going to
Okay.
This is part of the time.
Well, what about Monday of next week?
All right. Let me open this thing up. Monday is June the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
I've got on Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm meeting with we have 12 schools. I'm meeting with all of our principals on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
I've already got all of them scheduled.
Well, I'm scheduled to go to Atlanta. I got to be in Atlanta on Wednesday and the rest of that week, so I can't make that one.
All right, well, hold on just a minute. I'm just flipping over the next week, which is Monday the 10th.
Okay.
I've got a principals meeting that day. Hold on, we'll get us a day. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this thing over. That Thursday morning, which is the 13th, and I know you may not know off the top of your head, but that may be a possibility we could shoot for.
Okay. Well, you busy the rest of the day?
Is that on the 13th on that Thursday?
Well, yeah, but what about today?
I've got somebody scheduled at 3 and then somebody after that.
All right, well, we'll just make it for that time then, and we'll see what we can do, and I'll give you a call back. We'll get back in touch.
All right, so you want to set a time on that morning, or you want to just wait and call me back? Whatever works for you.
I'll just call you back.
Okay, all right, that'll be fine, and we'll get a time that'll work for both of us, and I'll be glad to.
All right, well, as of you know right now, there's nothing that you guys have done to say that George Ryan's can't come on the school campus.
I think there is something in place through the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Yes, I do think there is, but I prefer that he either talk to you about that or the sheriff's department. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll work then. All right.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System. Good. This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Boss Rhyme, YouTube Boston, G.B.R. This is a parent, and as you know, I have been banned from all Lowndes County school properties for 62 days for a criminal trespass warning, whatever that may be. It seems as if though Valdosta and Lowndes County has their own set of laws here in the state of Georgia. So this mother called me to tell me a story. And I want her to tell her story to you, because as I said before, regardless of when this may have happened, if I was not reporting this, you may never know anything about it. But just for the record of truth and for the Bible's sake of Jesus, along the lines of truth, what do you know about what she's about to tell you as you listen to her Ask yourself this most important question. Please, listen, please. Listen. If your child would have been caught up with what her child have experienced, wouldn't you want somebody in Valdosta, in Lowndes County, and the state of Georgia, and in the nation to know what had happened to your child? And if that is true, then I think you ought to call the Valdosta Daily Times, ABC News, CBS, Fox, and the rest of them, and ask why did not this information published to the general public under our form of government? Now, what's your name, my beautiful sister?
Chandler Watkins.
Chandler Watkins, can you tell me what you have been experiencing in your own way?
Okay, what happened was on May the 24th, 2013, approximately between the hours of 11 and 12, I received a phone call from the principal of Pine Grove Middle School concerning my daughter being in a fight. And with the fight, the girl assaulted her and she had to defend herself, which she has a right to under the castle law. The castle doctrine law states she has a right to defend herself and she does not have to retreat from it. But what happened was when I got here, this Deputy Robert Atkins, told me that he was getting ready to charge my daughter with battery on a school official, affray, and disrupting of public schools. And at the time we questioned him, we said, do you have a statement from anybody? And he said, no, not at this particular time. So we figured that once he received the statements, he would let us know and we would know where to go from there. Well, when we got home, we found, as children do, when they see a fight, they record stuff. We found on Facebook the recording of the fight where it shows that the girl assaulted my daughter, and it shows another young lady jumping in the fight trying to grab my daughter, and then when the teacher pulled them apart and he had my daughter restrained and she was the victim, another young lady tried to attack her, tried to swing at it. And in their video, in the police Lowndes County Sheriff video, it looked as if she hit her. But this particular young lady was never charged with anything. I came back to the school system. I asked the principal, I said, we don't see that this particular teacher was struck. Where did they get that from? And he said to me that day, that no teacher of his was struck in his presence, and he had not heard of anybody being struck or hit. And so I said, okay. So I asked him, well, if we have to go to court, would you be willing to, testify or write something, a statement or something stating that? He said he would. Well, we ended up going to the arraignment on July the 17th. Before then, we went to the Department of Justice. We were told that we can actually state our case to them, and then they would decide whether or not it goes to court. But before that happened, Deputy Atkins told us on May 24th that me and my daughter, our family, could not go anywhere until this thing was taken care of. I have a son who just left in the military, who was not allowed to go and see his family, his grandparents, who are elderly and underage. He was not even allowed that right because I could not leave my daughter here because she could not go anywhere because of this situation that's going on. Now back to July the 17th. We went to the arraignment. We pleaded not guilty. We presented to the public defender, Mark Monroe, our information that we obtained. The teacher and the principal gave us a statement that no one was struck in this incident, no one had any injuries, none of those things. So there was no reason for her to be charged with battery of a school official. Not to mention, I found out later, battery on a school official means you have to have some kind of bruise, or the skin, or different things. So that was a false charge in itself. And we presented it to the public defender, Mark Monroe, and he would not even try to get the case dismissed and get my daughter's record expunged and out of her record and out of the file. He told me it's just arraignment, don't worry about it. Here it is now, we're here in July, soon to be August. I'm still fighting this case because the young lady who started the altercation, she pleaded guilty, which means if she pleaded guilty, my daughter is innocent. So why am I still fighting the system to help get her free and make sure, because they charged her with a felony. Battery on a school official is a felony charge. My daughter is trying to, literally is fighting for her freedom right now. And what's appalling to me, that this deputy, I found out from him on July the 8th that he told us, supposedly someone told him that my daughter hit a teacher. He didn't have no facts. He didn't, his own cameras did not show that. But he had no facts. He based it on what somebody told him. That is not his job as a police officer, as a sheriff. You make sure you stay with the facts. Now, this is the facts out of his mouth. He tackled my 14-year-old daughter to the ground and arrested her and put her in handcuffs after she was already restrained by the teacher and she was already calm. There was no need for him to use excessive force, but he used it anyway. And then he tells me that, how did you even think that she hit the teacher? We wanted to know, where did you get that information from? Because we already had statements from the teacher and the principal. He tells us, according to his 8mm distorted camera that ticks, it looked like the teacher head went back and his eyes closed. That is not justification for you to do what you did to my child. The system has failed us in every amount of ounce. I have tried to speak to people in the public school system, the administrator of Lowndes County. I had someone send letters to him to get this rectified. David Troy himself claimed he was getting it taken care of. That did not happen.
Okay, look, hold it right there. You're going into another area now. Before you go into where you tried to get help from, let us go back a step further and kind of recap of what you said. Number one, you making accusations that your daughter was hogtied. Was she put in handcuffs?
She was put in handcuffs.
Do you have any proof of that?
Yes, there's a picture.
Okay.
There's a picture with her being in handcuffs, her face down, and her legs up. I can't honestly say was she hogtied because I wasn't there, but it appears. That's all I can say.
Okay, is there any, and you mentioned video footage. Where did this footage come from? Who took that?
It was a young lady that took the footage of the fight from the beginning to the end. Also, the Lowndes County Sheriff Department has footage, 10 increments of footage that shows nowhere on their footage, because I seen it from Lieutenant Stride Jones, that she struck the teacher.
Okay, now looking back at this, I'm trying to take a 1, 2, 3 steps. And I want to do this way because I want the people in Valdosta, Lowndes County, and the state of Georgia to understand what's really going on here. Now, so from what happened to your child, do you think that there's a possibility that this same thing could have happened and it was never reported in the newspaper or on television or on radio? Do you think do you think this is isolated?
No, this is not an isolated incident. I'm just the only person that has took an initiative to go further and get some results and get something done. Most of the time, the children plea bargain with the public defender, who also is working along with the state attorney to get these children records. I refuse to allow my daughter to have a record. She didn't have one before this incident, and I'm not going to sit back and let them do that to her when she was not at fault. She was innocent in this.
Okay, now you mentioned something earlier as we was talking out here when you called me to this location to meet and do this clip for everybody, so everybody can know what's going on here. And yet, this happened how many months ago?
May the 24th, 2013.
Wow. Okay, now, so my question to you directly is, you told me you had some level of training or something in law enforcement?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've worked in law enforcement.
Okay, and you were telling me earlier about your pride in the oath that you took, the uniform that you wore, and only sticking to the facts of a case. Can you elaborate on that before we close this clip out?
Yes. Well, when you become certified and you sworn in, there's an oath you have to take stating that you will uphold the law to the fullest of the law. And I am so emotional about it, because I know when I worked in the field, I took my job seriously and I stood by the facts. I wrote down exactly what it was, not what I wanted it to be, what I heard somebody said. If it was not facts, that's what I did, wrote the facts. And I'm appalled that this officer didn't have sense enough to realize that facts have a way of coming out. Why would you even lie on a record, a false record? I just don't understand that. I'm a little emotional.
Okay, well, let's just end this right here. This will be part 1, and then we're gonna go to clip 2, where I want you to talk about here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, who did you go to try to get some help to resolve this matter, as I'm sure many other parents should have done if they didn't. So let's hit that next, okay? This is part 2, and of course this is dealing with Pine Grove Middle School in Lowndes County, Georgia. And once again, I could have gone up to the school, but I'm under a criminal trespass warning by the superintendent of Lowndes County Schools or the sheriff of Lowndes County, Sheriff Prine, and I cannot go on any part of the school campus or I would be arrested. So let's get back to the point now of this young lady here, which she have told me that probably a lot of other people here in Valdosta and Lowndes County are experiencing the same thing. The second part of this is that you tried to go into it before. Tell me who and everybody you tried to get help from and who finally if anybody was able to help you at all.
Okay. Well, it started with, at the time we did get this, like I said, the teacher and the principal, and I commend them for stepping out and writing a statement that this did not happen because we wouldn't be able to continue on if they didn't. So I really truly commend them for standing up and doing the right thing and writing a report and a statement that, you know, this did not happen. And after that, we could not get the case dropped after the arraignment, and we tried to get the public defender to do so based on the evidence. We presented to Mark Monroe the evidence, and he said it's just arraignment, we'll wait till later and we'll take care of it then. Well, he hasn't taken care of the situation because he has not called any witness, has not subpoenaed anybody. He's waiting 3 days before the hearing for us to come and visit him and talk to him about the case, which means my daughter is not receiving her due process, which is in the 14th Amendment, Section 1. Anyway, then my husband suggested, because Floyd Rose kept saying hinting at that he wanted to help, so we went.
That is the SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Floyd Rose, Reverend Floyd Rose, or whatever title you use for him, had said that he wanted, to help. And so we came to him and we told him the situation. And he wrote a letter to the superintendent, and the superintendent pretty much from the Lowndes superintendent, West Taylor, refused to even look at the letter. He gave it to him, but I don't know what he did with the letter because he never responded. Our phone number was in there. It was an opportunity for him to speak to us, to get what was going on so we can tell him what happened. He never contacted us at all. So with that being said, we end up going to the arraignment.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this citizens to be heard portion of the meeting. We ask that you come forward and state your name and address so that we may have that for the record. Our policy requires that you stay under 5 minutes. Please direct all comments to council as a whole and do not attempt to engage individual members of the council in debate. It's the council's policy to follow through with you on your concerns. Additionally, we ask that any groups that want to address the council designate one spokesperson. Again, this will ensure others to have time to be heard. Having said that, are there any citizens to be heard? Any citizens to be heard?
My name is George Boston Ryan, 5004 Oak Drive, Valdosta, Georgia. The only reason I come before the city on this issue is because this took place in the city. During the Lowndes County High School graduation, I was approached by a deputy, Thomas, from the Sheriff's Department, who told me that I could not go to the graduation because there was a criminal trespass warning issued to me and that it had been in effect for 2 weeks. I had no knowledge of it. Nothing had been given to me, written, verbal, or otherwise. So I went to the magistrate courts, Superior Court, District Attorney's Office, U.S. District Courts, Lowndes County investigators, and lastly, the sheriff himself. The sheriff said that he knew nothing about such a trespass warning, but they threatened to arrest me with witnesses. A friend of mine went out to Lowndes County High School, talked to Mr. West. I went to his office and later talked to Mr. West over the phone. When I recorded the radio transmission from the sheriff's department, it said that I had been under that trespass warning and that it was 2 weeks that I was under not to go on any property that deals with Lowndes County High School. I told the deputy that I had violated no law, that nothing had been written, that I had not been notified of anything. To make a long story short, everybody that I went to find that to be very, very strange. And I just want this council to know that I take defamation of character very seriously. It happened at the jail when I was ordered off that property once before. I got it all documented. I had broken no law. My name was slandered at the regional library, South Georgia Regional Library, by the director. I gave the secretary of the city the password is on to the mayor and the city manager. I did the same thing to the chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners. I did the same thing to the Valdosta Daily Times chairman, Kay Harris. And what has happened to me here recently, there is no news media that have reported anything about what happened to me. I served my country for 20 years to protect the rights of foreigners. And for me to be harassed, banned from property, with my tax dollars paid for, without anything being issued to me, I take it very seriously. And I want you all to know it, because I don't take it lightly. And since this has happened to me, I feel it necessary to go back to the regional library and everything that have happened to me and let somebody look into it. I just want to leave that with you all. I want it to be a part of the record because it happened, and I don't believe any person in the city or county or in the state of Georgia or in this nation should be threatened. And he told me straight out, you will be arrested if you go. The sheriff said that he knew nothing of it. He wasn't aware of it. And he said that the sheriff's department told me to get with the superintendent. The superintendent told me he didn't do it. If he didn't do it, and none of the court system did it, the judge don't know nothing about it, I think that somebody else needs to find out what's going on here in Valdosta. It don't look good on our form of government, and I don't appreciate it, but I want you all to know the rest of the story.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System. My name is George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia. I just got a call from a local citizen here in Valdosta, Georgia. I was leaving church service and I was past the airport when I turned around and came back to assist this mother who was very concerned about her son in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail. Today is Sunday, September the 25th, 2011. After going to the desk, I followed, and with my sister Virginia, we found out and was told some things. She could not get access to her son. She could not see him. She told me she came out yesterday and that she could not see her son. He was involved in allegedly a fight among 3 other people or some of that nature. She can tell you more about it. But the point that I want to make here is that we were ordered off the property, off of public property. We hadn't caused no disturbance. All we asked for, and I was insisting on, is that she be provided to see her son, or at least tell her that her son was okay. They wouldn't do that. They would tell her nothing. In fact, they got the date wrong in terms of when the incident even happened. So I'm going to ask you to come by, my beautiful sister. She's right here. And then we're going to ask Virginia. Please state your name and tell us what happened here, short form.
Okay,
You called me, did you not?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and then tell us what happened.
Okay, my name is Laura Treadwell. I came out on Saturday at 10:30 to see my son. I had a visitation.
Say his name.
His name is Richard Antonio Treadwell, and they had said that he was in lockdown. So they called on the intercom to talk to another officer, and he told them that I heard him say that he was in medical, but then they changed the story and said that he was not in medical, that he was in C7 because he had been fighting. So I came. Well, I went to the store, come back this morning, and another inmate mother come by my house and said I need to come and check on my son because he had been beat up real bad, and in his face and eyes and everything is all messed up. And I came out, I called Mr. Rhymes, and he told me that he'll meet me out to the county jail, and we get out there, and that's when they tell us that they got the dates mixed up, that he was not in no fight Friday. It happened yesterday evening, but I told him this happened Friday night, and then that was she found out that it did happen Friday. And then they tell us, Officer Williams, and so that's when she tell us that I had to call to come back tomorrow. So we go and sit down, and then I called 911 and spoke with some officers there, and they say that that someone at the county jail had to come out and speak to us. So when
Sergeant Henry came out.
Sergeant Henry came out. And that when he told us to get off of his premises, escorted us, told we need to leave his premises.
Along with the same officer,
along with
who you talked to, that young lady.
Yeah, Officer Williams.
And they told us to get off the property. I was sitting in the counter, reluctant to write down some notes, and he said it again, to leave the property. Y'all got to leave the premises. But could you come in just a minute? She was a witness as well. I feel like my constitutional rights been violated. I need to get a lawyer.
I'm Virginia Williams. I'm Richard's auntie. My ultimate concern is his health and his well-being. If he's been jumped on by two people and we can't see him, evidently he must be beat up pretty bad for them to act the way they did, to escort us off the property when we're trying to find out about a family member and their well-being. And also, called Sheriff Prime, but he hasn't returned us a call yet. And also we called the Chief of Valdosta Police Department.
Chief Simon, I called
Chief Simon, and we will be getting back in touch with the Lowndes County Jail in the morning.
Right, we will do it in the morning, first thing in the morning. But I wanted to make this clear. It's approximately what time? It's less than 2 o'clock, something like that. But the point is that 2:28. I just wanted to get this on clip because I wanted to be fresh on people's minds. And the only reason I got involved, I shouldn't even be here. I was going out to have a Sunday dinner out there with a group of people just from my church, where I was going to have, after church, just going out there to have a nice sit down, when I got a call from this mother in the United States of America, in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, and told that she does not have a right to see her son or to know if he's okay. When first they told her that she had to come back, but then what happened is that she got word he had been beat up, and then she was concerned, and so she came back out here today, and she still can't see her son. Tell them they got to wait till tomorrow. Well, this is a mother. This is a concerned parent. They say we are not concerned about our children. This is a mother that concerned. Tell your last word what you think about tomorrow. What we're going to do tomorrow.
Yes, I will be back out here to see about my son because I love him, and he does need someone to back him up, and I am here to back him up.
Thank you very much. kvci.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta doing what we're doing. President of the Valdosta Lowndes County branch of the NAACP. I also made attempts to call Reverend Floyd Rose, who's the president of the SCLC. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System. This is kvci.blogspot.com. I'm George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia. Once again, you know there's a lot of controversy about Kendrick Johnson and the movement. While we don't want to talk about black and white issues, we don't want to talk about race, but here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, I must say that it is what it is. Now, while sitting here at a restaurant, I received a phone call. I heard about this yesterday, but I didn't have what Paul Harvey called the rest of the story. And you know me, I want you all to have the rest of the story because you deserve to know the rest of the story. Now yesterday, I'm not going to get into my problem because you already know. The sheriff department told me that I had been issued 2 weeks ago a trespass warrant and not to be on any part of Lowndes County school property. I have violated no law. I have not abused any child. I have not burglarized any building. I'm not a thief. I'm a retired military veteran that put over 20 years in the United States Armed Forces. Now, why are you here, George? Why are you standing in front or behind this black automobile? That's very interesting. Come here, my beautiful brother. This is what we intend to do in coming months. We are going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that something is seriously wrong here in Valdosta, Georgia. Now you tell me what happened. You telling me that the Lowndes County Sheriff's deputy said something to you yesterday? What did they say to you yesterday?
Well, when I pulled in, as I was pulling in, it was one stand at the front gate.
All right, when you were pulling into the Lowndes County High School, the graduation ceremony that I was denied and banned from, I couldn't even attend that. That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Okay, did you have a shirt on with Kendra Johnson like this? All right, what else did you have?
The sign.
Oh, you was holding the sign up?
No,
it was in the car. Where about in the car? Just laying in the seat or in the glass? You had it laying right there. All right, then what happened? But what happened?
When I pulled in, one at the front gate.
You talk a little louder, we want everybody to hear.
When I pulled in, the one at the front gate, he called on the radio, he jumped on the radio. So as I pulled in and got to the back of the car, as soon as I parked,
Another deputy? Okay, talk to him, go ahead.
Ran up to the car. Like, as I'm getting out of the car, he walking towards the car. And he like, sir, come here. So I'm like, what's going on? So he was like, what's your name? I was like, why? I did something wrong?
Yes, sir.
So he was like, I just, what's your name? So I was like, I told him his name. So he was like, that sign in the window, we got to take it down. I was like, the sign in the window.
Okay, you telling me that the sign that you have in the window, which everybody have been seeing about...
No, not that one.
Not that one. This one. This is the one. Okay.
It was folded on the dashboard.
Okay.
On the front dashboard.
Okay.
Not blocking no views or nothing.
Okay.
It was folded on the dashboard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he like, you got to take the sign down.
Okay.
Out the window.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, now I said no problem. I said nothing but a graduation sign.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I pulled it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you can't take that in there.
Okay. Now you're saying that. Well, hold on a minute. Hold this out now. It says what it says. Congrats, Mark. Justice for KJ. That's what you had.
Right.
Okay. Did anybody else have any other signs in there for graduates? A lot of signs was in there. Okay, so you think that you had a right to have this sign, what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you were denied the right, I guess, kind of like me, not to have this sign in there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, so I was like, huh? She was like, you can't take that sign in there. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I was grabbing the rest of the stuff. As I'm grabbing the rest of the stuff, he walking around the car with his little notepad out. He looking at the sign, he's like, you gotta remove that.
Okay, all right, now, so you're saying that he wanted you to move the sign from the front of the car.
Yeah.
Then he was telling you to move this sign. Why did he say you had to move this sign?
It's not permitted.
It was not permitted? Wait now. What I want to ask you, I want to make it clear. Did he say that it was not permitted because it was blocking your view as a driver? Or was it not permitted because you was on Lowndes County school property? What do you think it was?
No, it ain't what I think it was. Exactly what he said.
Okay, what did he say?
It wasn't permitted on the property.
That sign was not permitted on the property?
That's what he said.
Okay.
So I'm like, huh? What you mean? So he was like, look, I'm just doing what I was told. I said, don't belong. So I said, okay, all right. He walked off. I was acting like I was taking down, but I didn't take it down.
Yes, sir.
He came back.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you got to prove that. He said, I'm not going to ask you again.
I'm not going to ask you again what he said, okay? What was his attitude? He was more direct, probably, right?
He was straight up direct.
Straight up.
I ain't going to say he was disrespectful.
Right, absolutely. You know, but he was direct. He let you know that he undoubtedly he had gotten his orders from somebody. As the officer, that's why I didn't blame the officer with me. I knew that he had gotten his orders from somewhere. I found out that the school superintendent, Wes Taylor, was the one that apparently have given me some type of restrictive ban from going on any county property. I guess it's kind of like the old slave-like plantation-type mentality. In other words, there was an 1860 charter that was on Valdosta City Hall, the second floor, article, paragraph 100, section 11, that said, and it was up until 2004, it said that the mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color, and to control, suppress, and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, and other animals. I asked the mayor, former mayor John Freddy, to remove it, and the council members, and they reluctantly, and I do mean reluctantly, took it down to locations unknown. And so once again, my rights were violated. I called the Justice League. I also called C.B. King, the attorney out of Albany, told me, gave me some instructions, and I'm going to follow those instructions. I've also let the Justice Department know about it. And I think that you all may need to let C.B. King as well know about your situation, or some attorney. In Valdosta, we know that this is nothing new. We know that this has been going on for just too long. And it's time now for people here in Valdosta and South Georgia in general to get some type of normal lifestyle as other people in the state of Georgia and the United States of America. Anything else you want to say?
Not really. It's just, oh, yeah. I was explaining the situation to a relative on the phone. And doing so, I'm not going to say her name, but a young lady was walking. You know what I'm saying? She overheard my conversation. And she was like, man, that ain't surprising. She said, I'm going to tell you straight up, the name, KJ Johnson, KJ, man, that's like banned from around here. I said, what you mean banned? She was like, man, certain classrooms, man, if you say the name, KJ Johnson, KJ, you get in trouble. She say, I know somebody, you know what I'm saying, people, they were sitting there, phone went off, and they were playing the song, We Want Answers. You know what I'm saying? KJ Johnson name. And got wrote up, and the write-up said, student was in class, phone went off playing the KJ Johnson song. They tried to give it to their OS.
Did she get it?
What is OSS? I don't know. I don't know.
We need to find her. Listen, everybody that get a copy of this on YouTube, number one, if you have information concerning Mr. KJ and what happened at Lowndes County High School, people need to know about it. If you were mistreated, if you was praised and given warm fuzzies by any member of law enforcement, we need to know that as well. There is something that must happen here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. We must know. Please understand this, my beautiful brothers. I'm not wasting my time. I don't get paid for this. But I put my life on the line. Could have been killed in Vietnam, in Kuwait, in Iraq, in these war-torn areas. And I must stand up for my children, my grandchildren, my neighbor across the street. And don't fool yourself now. Don't fool yourself. If your pastor, your bishop, if your imam in Islam, or if your rabbi in Judaism will not stand up for the principles of what's right, what good are they to us? We all want to go to heaven. But before we get to heaven, my friends, we need jobs. We need to get some of these contracts. We need HUD to respect Section 3 in the poor economic communities. John Robinson and myself have gone to the HUD office in Atlanta 3 times, and you can't tell me that it all ain't intertwined together. John Robinson said on the next video that there got to be change here from the good old boy system to include all of us. Now, yes, I don't want to get into let me stick with this because y'all know me. Now, you didn't have nothing you want to say, sister? Now we have somebody else over here, and she was the one who spearheaded this, but we're not going to say nothing to him. We may be saving hers for a greater punchline at a later date. So my beautiful brother, what's your name?
My name is Jack.
Jay?
Jack.
Jack? Jack, appreciate you, man. I see you wearing a shirt. Why you wear that shirt, by the way, man?
Oh, I got to keep going. I'll always represent.
You're always going to represent. Thank you very much. Once again, this is George Boston Rhymes here in Valdosta, Georgia. When Bobby Worthy, who is the president and CEO of Justice League United out of Blackshear, Georgia, he just called me told me that they're about their situation. And I got it on YouTube, and by all of my listeners who watch this, I need you to post this on Twitter. In every area that you can get it, post it. We need other people to call the Justice League United. I don't know about the other civil rights organizations outside of the National Action Network, but I do say call Al Sharpton and the Justice League, because they have already took a foot and put it down in Lowndes County, and we need more support. Thank you for coming forward. Thank you for your courage, and we're going to continue to do what we do. Tell Bobby Worthy I appreciate what he's doing.
Justice KJ.
Thank you, Justice KJ. Thank you, sir. Once again, it's kvci.blogspot.com, George Boss Ram, YouTube, Boston, G.B.R. It's not about race, y'all. I brought the dolls out, but it's not about race. It's not about black and white. No. It's not about black and white. It's about right. It's about right. And never forget that black people had to fight just to go into the restroom to use a little small strip of toilet tissue. And if we had to fight for that, go to jail, then we sure as heck ought to be able to fight for equal justice under the law in the state of Georgia. Bye-bye. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
I'm just going to keep on saying, I'm going to stand. They can be mad with me. They can talk much junk as they want to talk about us. They can do what they want to do. Yeah. But we going to still stand up for Kendrick Johnson. We ain't going nowhere. We here. We claim the 2019 Kendrick here, but if it ain't, guess what? They going to see us again 2020, 2021, 2022. I'm telling you, we ain't going nowhere. No. I'm going to tell them like I told them from day one. They messed around and killed the wrong child. Wrong child. Come on, y'all, say Kendrick Johnson. Kendrick Johnson. His life matter, whether you know it or not. While all I'm standing right now, what about their child? That's right. One day it could be their child. They standing there looking at me, but I know so many people that's on the same side I'm on now. Their children dead just like mine. But it's so many mothers right here in Valdosta. Where you at? Where you at? Your child got shot up, killed up, and it's so many, and it's sad. Ain't none of them got no backbone nowhere. Nowhere. If y'all don't fight for your children, who gonna fight for them? Because I'm gonna fight for all mine. I fought with Kendrick Johnson when he was alive. When my child was alive. You ain't got to say none of these parents. Call me because I'm coming.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
Who killed KJ? Come on. Who killed KJ? Who killed KJ? Thank you.
Today makes 11 months my son was found at Lowndes High School, rolled up in a mat. I was at that school the day they found my son. They treated us like nobody from day one. They're still treating us like nobody. But we declare that we're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. They want us to leave, and when we leave, it's gonna be when they give us justice for my son.
We want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting our family. But I want to know, they are known to use us and tear down our character. But Kendrick, that they can't do. Amen. Kendrick was at school where he was supposed to be. Amen. And out of 3,000 students, plus teachers, plus a school with resource officers at the school. Yes. How in the world can a student go missing during school and be murdered at school? As you all know, his organs was missing. But let me tell you a little bit about that. It's from the top of his head to his pelvis was missing. Yeah, the brain, his windpipe, his tongue, his heart, and everything else inside of his body was missing. My Lord. So I want the justice system to tell me, how is it that all of that that's going on with his body, someone is not charged with something.
Amen. Yeah.
Say it, Mike. And fingernails.
It can't be.
My God. Cannot be.
You mean to tell me, from the time he was last seen on that surveillance camera, within 15 or 20 minutes, he gonna cut off all of his fingernails till they start to bleed. He gonna scroll his photos around the gym. He gonna throw the shoe over inside the mat and say, I think I'll go over there and get it now. So, how does one shoe inside the mat and the other one's away from the mat? And then he gets inside the mat, gets stuck, and then I guess the pair of shoes that he had on his feet, he kicks them off.
Makes no sense.
How can that be?
Because it's a lie.
It's a lie.
And other than that, the clothes that he had, what he dressed out in, how's the data missing? From the clothes he had on, from where they took him to make him to the crime lab, how come that they are missing? So out of all this stuff that's going on, why isn't someone arrested for something?
Amen. How long?
So is it the whole system in together? Because it ain't no way in the world that y'all don't see something. Thank you.
KJ! Who killed KJ? Come on! Who killed KJ? Who killed KJ? Thank you.
All right. I'm just gonna keep on saying, I'm gonna stand. They can be mad with me. They can talk much junk as they want to talk about us. They can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But we gonna still stand up for Kendrick Johnson. We ain't going nowhere.
We here.
We claim the 2019 Kendrick here, but if it ain't, guess what? They gonna see us again 2020,
Yeah.
2021,
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
And continue. We ain't going nowhere.
No.
I'm gonna tell them like I told them from day one. They messed around and killed the wrong child.
Wrong child.
Come on, y'all, say Kendrick Johnson.
Kendrick Johnson.
His life matter, whether
Right.
you know it or not. While y'all all I'm standing right now, what about their child?
That's right.
One day it could be their child. They standing there looking at me, but I know so many people that's on the same side I'm on now. Their children dead just like mine. But it's so many mothers right here in Valdosta. Where you at?
Where you at?
Where you at?
Where you at?
Your child got shot up, killed up, and it's so many, and it's sad. Ain't none of them got no backbone nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. If y'all don't fight for your children, who gonna fight for them? Because I'm gonna fight for all mine.
Amen.
I fought for Kendrick Johnson when he was alive.
Tell him.
When my child was alive.
Tell him.
You ain't got to say none of these parents. Call me because I'm coming.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System. This is KBCI.blogspot.com. YouTube, Boston, G.B.R. You know, there's a lot of strange things happening here in Valdosta and Lowndes County and in the state of Georgia, in fact. Today I'm standing in front of the courthouse in Lowndes County. You know, I've been saying for 15 to 20 years that there's something very strange in Valdosta. News is not reported to the general public. You've heard me talk about the 31 jail deaths from 1994 to 2009, and from 2009 to 2013, no one seemed to know. It all seemed to be top secret. Your news media, your television, and your radio won't talk about it. And even more interesting, I have addressed this issue to Sheriff Bryan, that on May the 8th, 2010, an inmate was tasered in medical and died. And nothing was published in the local paper. You've heard me talk about that, and I talked about the Georgia Attorney General. Now, this is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
It's the way the investigation is being conducted in the court. Coroner's office not being notified for hours later. Reports that the body's been moved. Reports that there's blood on the wall. I can keep going on and on. Have they found his clothes yet? No. I know when to shut up, because when the father say, let me hold the mic, it's time for an hold the mic. Sheriff Bryan, you all stood there and told me and my wife 2 different ways that my son was found. Do you remember that?
Do you remember?
One day, you come out one way and say my son was found. The very next day, you came out and say he was another way. Which way was it? I'm not going by hearsay. I'm not going by Facebook. I'm telling what you told me. You said it out of your mouth. How my son was found dead the first time. You came back the next day, said another. How can you get it wrong? You couldn't get it mixed up because you was there. It come out your mouth, and you know I'm telling the truth. Brad Jones, Sheriff Bryan, and Wonderham. It was another black guy, he's a crime scene investigator. It come out of your mouth, and you told us a lie. Hey, listen, I want to speak to y'all. Hold on. We have come today as students to stand with this family, the Valdosta State University NAACP, the Morehouse College NAACP. We have come down here today to let this sheriff know and this county know that courage will not skip our generation. That's right. We will not be silent. And Lowndes County, Georgia, is willing today to go down as the Selma of our generation. Yay! To say on Sheriff Bryan that you may think you may be the Bull Connor of our generation, but we will not back down. We will not turn around. We will not stop. And we want to let you know, you may try to crisscross and change the story now, but the moral arc of the universe is long. But it bends towards justice. We will not stop. It may be 16 weeks now, but we're going to let you know we've come with energy. We're fired up. We're fired up. We're fired up. We're fired up. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Y'all get that message.
This is what you can expect when you come the Lowndes County school system.
You did tell me that there was a no trespassing
Yes,
order?
yes.
Okay, well then you shouldn't be on this campus at all.
Ma'am, let me say something about that. They put me under it. I got a letter from this county attorney stating that they have nothing on me. And that nobody put me under it. And if I hadn't had my tape recorder, I wouldn't have any proof at all that they put me under it. I have taken this to Atlanta. I've taken it to Brad Shealy. I have taken it to the federal judge here, to the probate, everywhere. But this is what's going on here. But I'm gonna take my seat. I'm gonna get in my car like you say, and I'm gonna leave. But if the sheriff department comes, that's good too, because I have nothing, and I'm willing to go to jail. So I can get the suit started.
Well, I don't.
Greetings. Today is December the 7th, 2016. I'm standing in front of Lowndes County High School, the same school that I was banned from on May the 25th, 2013, under the heading of criminal trespass, following the death of Kendrick Johnson on January the 11th, 2013. The question should be, how could a retired military veteran, a former business owner for 14 years, a single parent, a former NAACP president, and a person that violated no law, that was never given anything in writing, never told what or why they banned me from the properties of Lowndes County High School. I understand that the statute of limitation have ran out after 2 years. That's not foreign to me. I know I could have gotten a lawyer, but I wanted to test the waters to see if CNN with Victor Blackwell, I wanted to see if Al Sharpton from MSNBC at the time, I wanted to see if the mayor in Valdosta, if the Lowndes County Commissioner Chair, or if the District Attorney David Miller then, I wanted to test the waters of the sheriff, crime, of the Criminal Justice Department, CID, at the jail. I wanted to test the waters to see if the local probate judge, if the Superior Court judge, if the federal court judges in this area would take on what a member of law enforcement did to an innocent black man that served his country during the Vietnam era. I wanted to test the waters and see what the United States Justice Department in Atlanta would do about a citizen, not in Russia, not in China, not in Afghanistan, Pakistan, or Tajikistan, but right here where we stand in Lowndes County in the state of Georgia. I wanted to see what the Georgia U.S. Justice Department was going to do when a person, civil rights had been violated. I wanted to see if there's any difference between 2013 and 1857, when the Supreme Court ruled in the Dred Scott decision that no black man had any rights that a white man was bound to respect. I wanted to test the waters because this wasn't just about me. I want Russia. I want China. I want North Korea. I want them all to see what a real democracy looked like when it come down to the rights of the black man here in America in 2016. And so I'm here to tell you that Eric Holder of the Department of Justice was notified, given videos. Loretta Lynch was given the information. But I want you to know that not one government agency went beyond simple words. And so when you see the black man, woman, and their children with their pants down, they are saying to hell with America. And they are saying, don't call me to fight your damn wars when you disrespect me like this. The young people are not stupid, and they're not as ignorant as we think they are. Their eyes are becoming open. They are more awakened today than they were yesterday. The same old tricks don't work on the same old dogs that you once played. The dogs done move on now. And if the dogs have learned, truly, the ancient Hebrews or chosen people of God have learned the ways of the wicked. They no longer trust the liars and deceivers that lied to God's chosen people according to the volume of sacred law. Now let me tell you how wicked the local, city, county, state, and federal governments are. And newspaper media, the mass Associated Press. See, they seem to think that it's just about me. But pretty soon, these news channels, they're gonna lose their rights too. You see, it ain't about me, it's about your rights. And if nobody says a damn thing about it, you're gonna lose what you thought you had. Now let me get on point, because this is child play to me. This is like child play to me. This don't even bother me for the most part, because God wanted to use me. And I said, God, here I am, send me. That's all it's about. I had attorneys that told me. Well, I'm not gonna get into that yet, but I will assure you that somewhere down the line, you're gonna hear from an attorney on another issue, I promise you that. But right now, I just wanted God to do his thing. Now, turning the page, I was not the only one that was placed under a criminal trespass after the death of Kendrick Johnson. I have a listing of other names. Yeah, I got others. You see, and thank God that I have my criminal trespass recorded on tape recorder that went over the Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy Thomas radio. I have it recorded for all the world to hear. For all the world to hear. That's right. Now, let me say this to you. Today is September the 22nd, 2015. that you're about to see is one that I recorded a few minutes ago in front of the Lowndes County High School. The same school that I've been banned from for 2 years and 5 months. And as you will see, the local Valdosta Police Department came and said they had received a call that I was in the street blocking traffic. You're gonna see that on this video. I want y'all to know something here in Valdosta and in the state of Georgia. There's something seriously wrong here, y'all. And it's all following the death of Kendrick Johnson. And I want you to know that since I've been under this criminal trespass, Michael Moore of the Justice Department has never contacted me to interview me. Why? Members of the Lowndes County Sheriff Department placed me under a criminal trespass in the state of Georgia without justification or notification, and nobody will remove me in writing when I violated no law as a United States retired military veteran, business owner, former president of the Valdosta Lowndes County branch of the NAACP. Not in Afghanistan, not in Pakistan, not in Iran or North Korea, but right here in the United States of America. Now look, if they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right. Now look, they criticize the Honorable Kendrick Johnson and Jacqueline for simply asking a question. Why could we not view the remains of our son? Why and who removed his organs and they can't be accounted for? Where is our child's clothes that we purchased for them? How could it be that information...
Can I stop you for a second?
Just a minute. Now,
okay, how long are you going to take? Because I can't be here all day.
Now, right now, I'm fit to hear the Lowndes County Sheriff Department, the very people I'm talking about.
No, I'm Valdosta Police Department.
The Valdosta Police Department.
Okay, I just need you for 30 seconds.
And what I want to do, I'm going to turn off the video because I want to listen to them. Now, yes, sir, what do you want?
Okay, I just want, we got a call about you out in traffic, and we didn't see you in traffic, but we just came here to ask if you were stepping out. And if you were, we're not saying you were, but if you were, please stay on the sidewalk. We're just getting calls about it. So we're coming out here just to make sure you are all okay and everything's okay, all right? Is that good?
That's perfect. Will you please tell Chief Childress that I appreciate him responding to the citizens of this community?
Yes, sir.
I think that's the best thing that can be done. I think that's what needs to be done. I wish somebody would respond to me being under a 2-year, 5-month criminal trespass and banned from Lowndes County High School without violating any law. And if that had not happened to me, I would not be standing here on public property, not in the street. And I want you to know, and I want the person that called in, that they gave you their name, tell them that they are a liar and the truth is not in them. For I am an upright, retired military veteran that served my country. Officer King.
And Newton. Yes, sir.
And be sure to pass this on to Chief Childress and tell him I appreciate him doing what we are paying them to do.
Feel free to do your thing. Just please try to watch traffic and all that stuff, okay?
I've been doing this since 75. Okay. Take care of yourself. Come on, my beautiful brother. Shake my hand. I ain't got nothing wrong. Y'all good people. And we got a lot of people that... Look, this is what it's on. Y'all can go ahead and thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. I want you all to say something. Look, let me say this to you all. You know, this is what happened. You know, everybody got something to say about people when they try to do what is right. I have not violated any law. Yet somebody gonna say I'm out of here in traffic. Isn't that something? Liars. They apparently are of their father, the devil. The wicked one. But all I want to say to you is that I love them. I know why they're doing what they're doing. And sooner or later, you're going to see it clearer than what you've ever seen it. Because I made sure that I understood Deputy Thomas said to me, he said to me, if I go as far, this is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system. It's like I have a guest that want to listen to what I'm saying. Let's see what she has to say. Yes.
Hey, sir, I was just wondering, have you talked with our PR director? Do you have permission to be on?
No.
Are you videoing it this morning?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. You have to have permission.
No, I do not. No, I do not.
Permission to,
no, I do not.
To be videoing here
no, I do not.
On our campus. I was just letting you know that.
You let me know that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You know, these are the days and the times. Today is May the 25th, 2013. My granddaughter went to her graduation this morning, and we wanted Joy Foster Ryan to be there to do the recording. And we come to find out that he was denied access to the premises of the school. I find that very disturbing. It's very disgraceful. Here we are, free people in a free society. And here's a man, because he's standing up for justice here in this city, he's getting discriminated against. He's being retaliated against because of no legitimate reason. And the school board have no right to do what they have done. This is a disgrace. And they should be ashamed of themselves for what they've done. This man haven't violated no laws, but yet his rights was violated this morning. And we are sick and tired of it. We need some justice here. And we are crying out to everyone that's in the Justice Department to come down and really take a look at this when the citizens, this is Jim Crow at its best. These are the old laws that they used to work under, and they're still doing it here in Lowndes County. That's all I want. This is all that I want to have to say about this issue and this matter, because it's very, very, very disturbing when we always seem to be victimized and nobody don't want to discuss it, nobody don't want to talk about it, but because he's standing up for the people and trying to help them to come about some justice of equilibrium here in this city, he haven't violated no one's laws. He didn't walk on the grass and kill the grass. He didn't go and run into nobody's car. He haven't excited a riot of anything. This man was just simply denied because they have seen him produce these videos and this kind of thing. He's being retaliated against because he went to Atlanta to sit down with the Justice Department, and this is a form of retaliation. And I stand on his behalf to say this, that we asked him to come out to film our granddaughter this morning at a graduation. And it meant something for us to get this here on film for our family, okay? Because we got architects, engineers, and psychologists from our family. And we needed these moments captured. And they denied not only him, but us as well. I close this out by saying it's a sad day here. It's a sad day here in Lowndes County. Very, very, very disturbing. And something needs to be done. Thank you so much.
Once again, this is John Robinson. This is kvci.blogspot.com. He asked me to cut this clip once I told him what had happened to me and the history that is developing around this unique person, George Foster Ryan. Thank you, Dr. Robinson, for telling the truth.
Oh, it's facts.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system.
I was just letting you know that.
You let me know that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so if you would, do you mind getting your vehicle for me and going ahead and leaving campus?
I will leave because you're telling me to. But you all already have me on a criminal trespass. You put me on it in 2013. Okay. Nobody would put anything in writing. I've been fighting that all these years. Well, the district attorney.
We can get the resource officer to come, or we can get our officer to come and talk to you about that. That is something that he can talk.
Well, you can ask him to come and talk to me. But I'm doing this.
Your name,
I'll give you a card. Everybody, most people already know me.
Oh, okay.
I'm out here talking about the KJ case.
Okay.
Because they haven't received justice. And I do this across the country. I'm very familiar with it. Greetings. This is the Ghetto Free Press. And I'm on the south side of the city of Valdosta, Georgia. Staying in front of Valdosta Regional Airport, passenger terminal. I just left from the airport, and I'm not going to get into what happened. I assure you that it was nothing important.
Area, you will get arrested, okay?
Okay, what can I do?
You need to stay right here.
Okay.
But I want to use this as a document to show that if citizens go to the Valdosta Regional Airport in the same manner you would go to any other airport across the United States of America, if you have an arriving family member coming in on the airlines, and if you wanted to take a picture of your relative near the fountain or the water, you could not do it because you could be stopped by a police officer or a security guard to say to you, you have to get approval before you can take a picture. But as a law-abiding citizen here in South Georgia, I kindly suggest that to the citizens of Valdosta and Lowndes County, never attempt to take a picture at Valdosta Regional Airport at the pond, the beautiful pond, the beautiful display of the water, or your relatives coming in from various flights, or while you're sitting waiting for your relatives to come in. And if you want to take a stroll and just a walk around the pond, don't take any pictures.
Area, you will get arrested, okay?
Okay, what can I do?
You need to stay right here.
Okay.
And so I'm here to say to you who volunteer to serve this country by way of the military. You put your life on the line in foreign nations to defend and protect this nation from both foreign and domestic enemies. If we don't wake up to the realities of now, we're going to lose, y'all. We're going to lose this nation, all because we focus too much on skin color and not the other color.
Area, you will get arrested, okay?
Okay, what can I do?
You need to stay right here.
Okay.
Today is September the 29th, 2013. I am George Boston Rags. Just thought I would take a stroll out to the Valdosta and Lowndes County International Airport, Regional Airport. I had nothing negative about the airport. I just want to compliment Valdosta being a metro city with an airport that everybody can come to and travel around this nation with contacts to go overseas. There is no negativity that I know about the airport. So there was nothing negative I could have reported. But when you come to this airport, don't take no pictures, don't have your camera, don't use your cell phone, because this is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
Thank you, sir.
Do you remember that card? What's your name?
I'm Miss Vicky.
Okay. I have come here and talked to the superintendent about the young man that was called a nigger March 21st. In that case, I talked to the mother on that. The news media won't republish it.
You told me that you would get in your vehicle and that you would leave campus.
You also told me you was going to bring the resource, whoever. I want to see him too.
And I can bring him.
Please do, get him.
But I'm,
or the sheriff's department.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, call the sheriff's department.
Yeah, he'll be here in just a minute.
Okay, well that's good.
I'll make sure.
I'll be here. Because I have nowhere to go.
I'm not here to argue with you.
I'm not arguing either. If I were going to argue, I would have been arguing since 2013.
You do not have permission to be on this campus videoing.
Okay. That's all you're saying?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You know they told me that.
I'm asking you, and then when I asked you to leave, you said that you would leave, but now you're not leaving.
No, watch this. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
Valdosta Daily Times article fair use to educate the public. Liberty Theater destroyed forever. Thursday, January 25th, 2024.
There's no law. That's the law. There is. You should have put up a line here. I know the law. I'm not trying to be hard, man. If you want to arrest me, go ahead. I'll go. I know you got the road blocked off. I'm not on the road. I know the law, brother. I'm with the press. I know the law. What safety line?
I got the barricades up right here.
Right. Yes, sir.
They just want people to stay behind that. Just kind of like where they are.
I am. And see, here's the catch too, my brother. I do this. I'm a member of the press. I do this all the time. And if they would have wanted us to stay off of this, they'd have been up the guard line. I'm very familiar with the guard line. I go across the country. If they had put a guard line here, there's no way I can cross that guard line. I've gone out to the jail. The sheriff actually called, got put a guard line. The minute you cross that guard line, you subject to be arrested. Now look, that's my call. Okay? All right? I came that way. It's protected 100%. Now, I did see, and I got it on film, people walked on the sidewalk going down that way. If you want to talk and jump, watch this now. You see them people over there? Furthermore, I got them films right there. I've never been there, you see. So, if y'all want to arrest me, I'm willing to go there. Because I know that's a lawsuit, but I'm not going to step over in there. Because you don't do that. But, like I say, Valdosta is so different in their laws. If they didn't want us to come here, they'd have put a sign here, a guard line. You walk up to the guard line, and even in court, they say, you crossed the guard line? I said, yes, sir, I did. And I'm willing to go to jail. But today, I did not cross the guard line, and I'm not willing to go to jail. But I will go. But I'm not going to step over there. And I know it's not you. I know it. And I respect you for what you're doing. I'll make this assurance with you. I will not go over there. I'm going to do that, but at the same time, if he would have been doing his job professionally, those people that stood, see them people over there, he ain't said nothing to them. See, that's a lawsuit. That's a win of a lawsuit. Yeah. I don't mean, I know you just called and you responded. Appreciate that, officer. Hold up. Take care, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I know the law, brother. I'm with the press. I know the law. All right, good. What's up? This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system.
I don't think anybody wants anybody going to jail. I think.
But they was gonna take me to jail.
We're just asking.
They was gonna take, and I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
But I'll say again as I close.
Where are you parked at?
Why you want to know that?
Well, because I was just going to help you walk you that way.
Why you want to walk me? I can go by myself.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're still standing here. That's why I was asking.
You still talking to me? If you leave, I'll leave.
Well, I'm going to step back and I'm going to let you leave.
This is Lowndes County school system, and this is the kind of attention you get. The girl that son was called that N-word, they haven't even gotten back with her. And I'm going to continue to talk about it because it's the right thing to do. And y'all know me, you see me all the time on YouTube. I'm leaving because that's the flavor of my nature and the nature of my flavor. This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County school system. The wicked don't want you to have the truth. They want to keep you deaf, dumb, and blind, so they can forever control you. And often you'll become a slave, and you won't even know it. Y'all have a nice day. It's all about this 7th grader. Black boy who encountered a white boy and his friends. And from what I heard, the mother of the white boy have a business down there in Lake Park. I could get into it because I've been told about it, but I won't even address that here because I made a promise to the mother, and I told her, beyond a doubt, the family need to get a high-powered lawyer in here, and they need to get him now.
LMS Baseball, March 18th, 2025, and winning. Regular season may be over at Lowndes Middle School, but LMS's first ever transition travel team is in full swing. It's bigger than a game. It's about more than winning. It's about preparation, dedication, and commitment. It's a lifestyle. Champions are made in the off-season. #baseball, #Dirty South, #off-season training. Senator Cory Booker stood for freedom and democracy and broke the record of Strom Thurmond racists. Allison Lee Touchton Parson. Admin just now. Alleged to the best of my understanding. Lowndes Middle School traveling baseball team. 2 white kids sent terroristic threats using KKK imagery and the N-word to a black kid on the team. The coach booted the 2 white kids from the team because zero tolerance. Way to go, coach. We need more leaders like you. 1 white kid's parents called up the black kid's family and apologized. I hope they also make their son apologize. The other white kid's mother basically said the coach and black family were overreacting to deny her racist kid the opportunity to play baseball. Apologies? Atonement? All I'm seeing is tone deaf. Tamika Care. Just now. This post is about my nephew, Bull and Rhonda Wrightson Jameson. I don't care about anything else, so if you don't like it, bye. Those that do share before it is reported. This needs to go viral. Racism is a learned behavior. Y'all teachers have me and mine messed up. Look at this snap that tagged 3 Black Lowndes Middle School boys players. Big shout out to the proactive travel ball coach who stood on business and showed what the neck zero tolerance looks like by dismissing these racist spawns of ignorant adults immediately. One of the kids' mom has a drink shop in Lake Park, GA called the Tea Shop. Many adults have confirmed that she uses the word NR asterisk faithfully. I see she likes NR asterisk money. Do not support this racist heifer. Why? Because she thinks that the decisions to kick the racist kids off the team was drastic. This dummy even believes that the coach and the 3 black boys has taken baseball from her child. Those that know Rhonda Wright, I am positive that y'all know her, but isn't with sweeping a doggone thing under the rug. Those that know Bull, we all do know how he feels about his wife and kids. IJS. In my best Ike Turner voice, y'all know you done messed up, right? Valdosta politics. The other white kid's mother basically said the coach and black family were overreacting to deny her racist kid the opportunity to play baseball. Apologies? Atonement? All I'm seeing is tone-deaf white privilege. The coach ought to have been commended by Lowndes' school system, but instead. Wait for it. They disbanded the team and program. I hope I find out where the racist white kid's tone-deaf privileged mother works.
The night where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. There's a night where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet.
This is what you can expect when you come to Lowndes County School System.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land.
I was just letting you know that.
You let me know that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so if you would, do you mind getting your vehicle for me and going ahead and leaving campus?
I will leave because you're telling me to. But you all already have me on a criminal trespass. You put me on it in 2013. Okay. Nobody would put anything in writing. I've been fighting that all these years. Well, the district attorney.
We can get the resource officer to come, or we can get our officer to come and talk to you about that. That is something that he can talk.
Well, you can ask him to come and talk to me. But I'm doing this. I'll give you a card. Everybody, most people already know me.
Oh, okay.
I'm out here talking about the KJ case. Okay. Because they haven't received justice. And I do this across the country. I'm very familiar with it.
Lowndes County School System in the news. However, too much news go unreported about this local school system in Valdosta, Georgia. Here I will highlight some unreported news and please excuse the length of this video. We have much, much more that could have been included. St. Luke 4:18, Galatians 6 verse 7, G.B.R. This 14-year-old girl was hogtied at Pine Grove, middle school and no news. Outlet or newspaper in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, published anything about this. Family suffering. Only the Ghetto Free Press reported what others ignored. So, is this why those in the click and among the slicks placed me under a bogus criminal trespass? St. John 8:32, Joel 2 verse 1, G.B.R.
Be real.
I'm just gonna keep on saying, I'm gonna stand. They can be mad with me. They can talk much junk as they want to talk about us. They can do what they want to do. Yeah. But we gonna still stand up for Kendrick Johnson. We ain't going nowhere. We here. We claiming 2019 Kendrick here, but if it ain't, guess what? They gonna see us again 2020, 2021, 2022. And continue. We ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna tell them like I told them from day one. They messed around and killed the wrong child. Wrong child. Come on, y'all, say Kendrick Johnson. Kendrick Johnson. His life matter, whether you know it or not. While all I'm standing right now, what about their child? That's right. One day it could be their child. They standing there looking at me, but I know so many people that's on the same side I'm on now. Their children dead just like mine. But it's so many mothers right here in Valdosta. Where you at? Where you at? Your child got shot up, killed up, and it's so many, and it's sad. Ain't none of them got no backbone nowhere. Nowhere. If y'all don't fight for your children, who gonna fight for them? Because I'm gonna fight for all mine. I fought for Kendrick Johnson when he was alive. When my child was alive. You ain't got